Hey everyone, today we will find out why do we get dizzy when we spin. The sensation of dizziness when spinning, often referred to as vertigo, is a fascinating example of how our sensory systems work together to maintain balance and spatial orientation. When we spin rapidly, several interconnected physiological mechanisms come into play, resulting in the sensation of dizziness. Here's an elaboration on why we get dizzy when we spin. The inner ear contains a complex sensory organ called the vestibular system, which plays a crucial role in detecting motion, maintaining balance, and providing spatial orientation. Within the vestibular system there are structures known as the semicircular canals, which detect rotational movement in different planes. The semicircular canals are filled with a fluid called endolymph, which moves in response to head movements, particularly rotational movements like spinning. When you spin, the endolymph inside the semicircular canals lags behind due to inertia, causing the fluid to move in the opposite direction of the spin. As the endolymph fluid moves within the semicircular canals in response to spinning, it sends signals to the brain indicating rotational motion. However, other sensory systems, such as vision and proprioception, may not detect corresponding visual or physical motion. The sensation of dizziness occurs when there is a mismatch between the sensory inputs from the vestibular system and other sensory systems. While the vestibular system detects rotational motion, the visual and proprioceptive systems may perceive the environment as stationary. This sensory conflict confuses the brain and can lead to the perception of dizziness or vertigo. Sensory adaptation. With continued spinning, the brain may gradually adapt to the conflicting sensory inputs by suppressing or disregarding the signals from the vestibular system. This adaptation process helps reduce the sensation of dizziness over time, allowing individuals to regain their sense of balance and spatial orientation. Recovery period. After spinning stops, it may take some time for the sensory systems to readjust, and for the sensation of dizziness to subside completely. During this recovery period, the brain integrates information from the vestibular visual and proprioceptive systems to re-establish a coherent perception of motion and spatial orientation. In a nutshell, the sensation of dizziness when spinning results from a mismatch between sensory inputs from the vestibular system and other sensory systems, such as vision and proprioception. This sensory conflict confuses the brain and disrupts the perception of balance and spatial orientation. Understanding the underlying physiological mechanisms involved in vertigo can help explain why we experience dizziness during activities like spinning, and how our sensory systems work together to maintain equilibrium. That's it for today. Subscribe to our channel to know more about yourself and the world around you.